the Catalyst Award winner in 2018, and we are thrilled for him to share his case study. So thank you, Carl. With that, we'll get going.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. How's the show going for you so far? Enjoying yourself? Good, good, good. As said, I'm Carl Connolly from Ingram Micro. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about our partnership with CenturyLink. But before I do that, is anybody here a managed service provider? No? Okay, well, opportunity is knocking. So let me tell you a little bit about our relationship with CenturyLink and how it can benefit you. So inside of Ingram, right, we are a traditional distributor. However, we have a very large cloud practice. It means we sell a lot of public cloud. But what we didn't have and what the market was asking for was a private cloud. And so this is a great opportunity for us to enable our partners to sell a solution that's very current and that's being sought after in the market today. So very simply, in this relationship, CenturyLink build, manage, monitor, and secure a physical infrastructure to deliver private cloud. And then our partners manage the environment remotely. So why is this different and why is it beneficial to you? Well, Ingram has actually pre-bought these infrastructures, right? So we've really put our money where our mouth is with respect to this solution. And that means from a partner perspective, if you have an opportunity to sell private cloud, you can get access to it in under a day, just like you can in the public cloud. That is a huge benefit. Because if you think about it, to build a private cloud or to engage with a partner to build a private cloud, it takes about 6 months for them to stand that up for you. By then, the opportunity is probably lost. So this gives you speed, agility, and fast time to market. So again, in this relationship, you can focus on delivering your services. You don't have to worry about the infrastructure at all. All of the management of the hardware is done on your behalf. So you just layer on top your services and reap the benefit of blended margin. That's right, you will get paid for the infrastructure that you don't have to touch, see, or manage. You layer on top then your services and then really reap the benefits of both. So let's talk a little bit about this solution. It's very eloquent. It's an engineered solution that CenturyLink put together. They built this with VMware and HPE. So it's built on hyper-converged platform. So that's compute, storage, and network in a single appliance. Very scalable. And then it leverages VMware's best-in-class software, which of course is VMware Cloud Foundation. That means the compute, the storage, the network is all virtualized, obviously. But as an added benefit, and what CenturyLink brings to this, is that they've actually added VMware Cloud Director as the management interface. So that's the management interface that you would manage this environment on behalf of your partners for. And of course, as you're learning about VCF at the show, you can run virtual machines all day long, obviously, but you can also run containers natively, which is quite exciting. So let's talk a little bit about the differentiation on our value prop and why we feel this is a valuable solution for you. Right, so obviously you can employ public cloud, it's very easy, but our value is really that private cloud setting, you as partners can construct a virtual machine of any size, of any configuration inside of this environment. So it gives you complete autonomy to build virtual machines as you see fit, without templates, right? Scalability. This solution begins with 4 nodes. That's what you get. But it scales to 64 nodes. That's a lot of compute. That's a lot of storage. And again, the physical infrastructure is managed on your behalf by CenturyLink. So you just layer on top your services. So where does this fit? Well, we see great opportunity, and many of our partners are selling into healthcare, into finance, into education, areas that are strictly regulated by government, right? So if you've got compliance concerns or if you need to adhere to regulations, this is in essence your own pool of infrastructure. And again, it's managed on your behalf, so you can really focus on delivering services. It's a single tenant environment, which is incredibly important, right? So if you've got those HIPAA requirements and you're afraid or concerned about security and noisy neighbors, that's not an issue in this environment. Your customer is the sole occupant, if you will. Why is that important? Well, no noisy neighbors means that you get access to the full complement of the solid state, the Intel processors, and all of the performance that that brings. And with CenturyLink's network, very low latency. Latency is not an issue. They're latency slayers, right? The other benefit is consolidation. We see a lot of consolidation use cases. Think about it. You've got customers who are on aging infrastructure. They're contemplating a move to the cloud because the CEO is mandating it. But they're worried about going into the public cloud because of security and the inability to enforce the compliance that they need. That's why this is a perfect solution for you. You can eliminate aging infrastructure and get them into a CenturyLink Private Cloud, which is obviously hyper-converged, very easy to scale, and gives them the performance that they need. Are any of you dealing with issues around repatriation? Any of your customers actually moved to the public cloud and now looking to pull back data? No? Well, most of the analysts are saying that over the next 2 years, 80% of organizations are going to actually pull back 50% of their data or more. I know, it's kind of hard to believe. Why are they pulling it back? Well, security, performance, cost, and reduction of shadow IT. The issue is with many customers who have moved their applications to the public cloud, have divested in their on-prem infrastructure. They like cloud. There are just certain aspects of the public cloud that they don't like, and therefore the private cloud is an ideal setting to pull back the data from the public cloud and put it into a more single-tenant control cloud. Predictability is a huge one, right? The public cloud obviously gives you agility and speed. The downside of it is line of business owners have access to deploy applications in the public cloud, right? And so organizations are losing control and losing visibility across the organization. And that means that costs are spiking. At the end of the month, your cloud bill is unpredictable. Wouldn't it be great if you could offer a cloud experience where the bill was the same every month? And that's what we're offering, a predictable bill at the end of the month. So the CFO is not scratching his head or worrying about, the cloud spend. It's forecastable. And last but not least, hybrid. As you can see, most of the analysts are saying that many organizations are going to employ a hybrid cloud strategy. It makes perfect sense, right? You put some mission critical or high performance, low latency applications on your private cloud, and then those other applications are more suited for the public cloud. Well, you're going to do that. That's perfect, and that's what we would encourage. But we would say use the CenturyLink Private Cloud as your foundation. Put those mission critical applications, the ones that you need predictability or compliance, in your private cloud, and then the public cloud applications can reside there. So you have a hybrid approach, and that's what Ingram is bringing. We have a hybrid cloud solution, which is foundational on the private cloud. So let's talk a little bit about this. If you're going to trust your data, your mission critical applications into a private cloud, you want to ensure that resiliency is built in. And so going to market with a partner like CenturyLink means that we can offer and we can build off your legacy of excellence, right? So inside of the cluster, we start our configuration with 4 nodes. Why? Because in the event of a disaster and you lose one node, your data is protected. We employ VMware high availability inside of the solution. So from a software perspective, there's a lot of built-in protections. And also from a hardware perspective, there's redundancy at the switch layer, at the power layer, and at the node layer. And then, as I said, going to market with CenturyLink is fantastic for us because we don't have to shy away from any of the applications. Pretty much, CenturyLink have earned every compliancy that is out there, right? So for HIPAA or PCI, for the healthcare, financial industry, they're covered. So from a partner perspective, you can go to market in confidence. And then, of course, inside their data centers, they have best-in-class methods employed to protect the infrastructure. So when you're talking about security, you're talking about compliance, you're talking about single tenancy, that's very important in that conversation. And we know when we go to market with CenturyLink, we don't have an issue in that respect. So our solution is a solution that CenturyLink has actually had offered for about 2 years, right? So it used to be called DCCF. That product has now evolved to CenturyLink Private Cloud. And as I said, the difference in engaging with a partner like Ingram is that we've actually pre-bought the infrastructure for our partners. What does that mean? It means that you have speed, you have time to market, and you can present the private cloud almost like a public cloud. Why? Because if you want to go to the public cloud, you can swipe your credit card and get an instantly, right? We wanted to give you the same experience, and so we've actually pre-bought 16 instances, and an instance is a 4-node cluster at each of these locations. Santa Clara, Irvine, Dallas, and Washington. These are CenturyLink data centers. So in North America, if you want to employ a private cloud, come talk to us. The solution is very eloquent, as I said. It starts with 4 nodes, hyperconverged. What's in the package? It contains the hardware. It contains the software, VMware Cloud Foundation. It's managed on your behalf, so you can focus at the service layer. And then we have a dedicated support. So the last thing you want to deal with, if there's an issue in your cloud, is anonymous support. And unfortunately, that's the experience oftentimes people get in the public arena. with our agreement with CenturyLink, you're going to get a dedicated support. That means if something does go wrong, that support person knows your account and will be able to troubleshoot and get you back to where you need to be. So in summary, where does the private cloud fit, right? So customization. If you want to customize the environment, customize the virtual machines, you have complete autonomy inside your own private cloud to do that. That's a lot of flexibility that the public cloud does not offer. From a compliance perspective, and believe me, I'm an attorney, so I know, when you get an audit, you want to be able to point to where the data is, right? And so inside of CenturyLink, we can deliver compliance reports very, very quickly, and that will alleviate that burden for your customer. In terms of cost, there are no hidden costs with us. You know what you're going to be paying every month, and that's incredibly important when you're making the decision to move to cloud. The public cloud, it's fantastic, don't get me wrong, and we're firm believers of hybrid, but if you want predictability, CenturyLink is the way to go. With request to security, every day we hear about a breach or some sort of security risk. Wouldn't it be nice if all of your assets were contained on a single private cloud where you could insulate that as you see fit, employ the security protocols and software on behalf of your partners? So that's what you're able to do inside of the CenturyLink Private Cloud. And last but not least, as I said, 58% of organizations are making the move to hybrid deployments. It's a lot easier to start your cloud journey with a private cloud. Test the waters, put the applications into the private cloud, and then as you determine those applications are better suited for the public cloud, move them there after the fact. Don't start with the public cloud and then decide that you have to pull back because of compliance, security, or performance. All right, well, I'm here for the next couple of minutes. If you want to ask a question or want to chat offline, I'll be more than happy to do that. We're really happy with the relationship with CenturyLink, and thank you very much for your attendance.